Went to the London Comic Mart this weekend. It was brilliant. I always enjoy going there. It was great to have a nice chat with various people. And also, I picked up a few things. Not as many as I usually do, but it was still wonderful to look around and see all the various things. So this is probably one of the best things I got. The Alan Class presents Creepy Worlds. Creepy Worlds, of course, ran for ages. It's a UK legendary comic from Alan Class. But this is the annual. I mean, it's just lovely. Now, I will do a proper review of this. I mean, this one's from Moon Age Books, and it's just absolutely lovely. You can see on the back there, obviously, Alan Class, Secrets of the Unknown, really good book, and also other ones there, Secrets of the Unknown, etc. So let's just go through it quickly. He was very kindly signing it, and Nick as well, which is great. And then on to the actual book itself. And let's just go through it, make certain it's all lined up. I don't want to... Right, what you got? Lovely little introduction, always good. Then you got some stories. Now, unfortunately, there's no index to this. And I must admit now, I'm sort of, with all the omnibuses and things, I always love a good index and a listing of where the various things. I know back in the 70s and 60s, all the Alan Class ones, they never had any information where they came from, who the artists were quite often. And, oh, no idea. Now, I think, and I'm going to get these wrong, I've no idea where they are. I think it was like Harvey Comics, Pines, and a few others, those sort of things, a mix of, sorry, would have been nice, obviously, a bit of detail about those, but still, no big deal. However, also another thing I would like to say, Creepy World's Annual 2025, would have been up to 2026, I guess you could put on there as well. Obviously, coming up to the new year, could have put that. Then obviously have another annual next year. Be brilliant, but still, it's a great format as well, lovely hardcover. Why not? Just gives it more permanence, I think, as well. Space Ace, obviously Al Williamson, at least know who he is. And apparently that came from Atlas. So it's an Atlas comic. I think it's probably in probably one of the Fantagraphic collection ones, I guess. I don't know. But still, really good story as well. Really nice ending as well. This one's great. Down Memory Lane with Al. I really love the information there. And it's also great because he turns around and says about the wedding. Married Wendy in 1960. And that was the same year my mum and dad married as well. So that was really nice to read. And I love these. Always the school pictures. I've got a few of these myself. Always just great to see the old ones like that. And you can look, see all the various faces. And then you've got this one, Solitary. Now, this one's a bit harder one with such a name as Solitary. It could be lots of different ones, but it's a good little story. Nothing. He's done it quite nicely with this. I think just the colouring is sort of makes it different from the obviously the more traditional ones that you would imagine from various Alan Class ones. This one's Cabin Seed. I really like this story. Again, I can't remember if it's a Harvey one or not, but I still thought it was very good. Now, this one is brilliant. Mirror, Mirror. This one is inking by Nick. Now, I'm not going to say his name. I always get it wrong. My apologies, Nick. So, Mirror, Mirror. I absolutely love this one. I think, yeah, just a great little tale. Nice twist. And you can work it out, but it's still very enjoyable. I love this one as well. It's got obviously all talk showing pictures. It's such a pity there's not more pictures of various things like this. I love the printing press there, always great. Obviously the plates there, always good as well. And of course, all the various things tells a bit about the process. Also, you've got this as well, of course, information about what to do, how to swap things out, etc. And then you've got a lovely crossword. You can't beat a crossword. I'm not going to fill it in, but I could do, I guess. And you always have that. Good old annual without a crossword filled in. Now, No Rest for the Dead. Now, some of these I assume this one is, I don't know, it's a 3-pager. It's possible it's modern. It could be 1950s. It just looks great. This is good as well. And this one, obviously, is just a great little tale. And it's a 4-page there. Obviously, Nick again. It's very nice. Of course, referring to a certain song, I think. Anyway, we've got here V for Vampire, and now I think this was probably a Harvey or Pines or one of these ones. It was, I think, included in the latest parody book. There's a lovely parody book that's really worth checking out, and that one is definitely, I think, in that one, I should say. And then you've got another one here, Grim Years, and again, this is probably a Harvey Comics one or that sort of comic there. Again, really nice in red. I think that's really nicely done, and this is a good one as well. Horror's Little Acre. And this one does actually give, obviously, some detail and names, because quite a few of them just don't seem to actually list. If there is, it's very, very tiny in there. However, also another thing, you've got another story here. Well, this one's about 8 pages, but it's decent tale, which is always good. Lovely bit of inking, and the quality is really sharp. It's really, really nice quality. I mean, you're getting a really, and this, of course, is slightly bigger than your average old Allen class book, which is just brilliant. Dorp Porter, everyone loves those. Always got loads of ones with all the various stamps. I remember the 9 old pennies, 10 old pennies as well. Weird Planets, and I think I've got a copy of that somewhere. Out of This World, and also, of course, these ones, these weird double. I haven't got any of those. I've got a few sort of ones, but not the double one. However, you got this one, Hulk, Fantastic Four, and of course you got, obviously they had the price, 9 old pennies and those sort of things. Of course, if they come out in the shops, unfortunately, I was not around at that point. But that was nearly at the time of my birth, that one, Fantastic Four. So that is one comic I probably will never, ever get. But you got crossword puzzle, but not show you the clues, the answers. The answers are, I assume most comic fans will get most of them. Date with a Corpse. You can't beat a good old Date with a Corpse. And Space Rangers. I love that. Space Rangers. And on to another story. This one's a lovely robot one. Actually, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I Want to Be a Man. Yeah. So that on to great. And Toys of Terror. Again, I'm not certain which one this one is, but again, it looks like a Harvey one. But again, the inking quality of it's really, really sharp. Really great little story. And off to the end. I also saw something else, actually, and early on, maybe, of course, I'm going to have to go flip back through this to try and find it. But there was another little, very short article somewhere. Typical. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. The Poplar Book Centre. And I'm surprised, maybe there has been, obviously, someone talking about this or discussing this on YouTube, and you would think so. I remember that. It doesn't actually explain. Why did they put 6? Was that the price? I guess 6 pennies or something. I don't know. I assume so. Though if it was half price, why wasn't it 9? Should have been 4.5, shouldn't it? However, obviously Green Lantern, they ruined so many comics with that. But of course, as I said, you could sort of make an effort. But I suppose if they dented it a bit, it was very hard. Really surprised. Not many pictures of these. I would have thought so. Wouldn't everyone? I'm always, when I was going through my sort of up in London, going through all the various comic shops, I often took photos, though sadly I didn't take any Dark They Were and Golden Eye, but I did take a lot of like Forbidden Planet, etc., Metropolis and others. You got the Green Lantern one there, Poplar Book Centre, but I must admit I didn't take any photos of the Poplar Book Centre either. And of course there were some, I probably went to these ones. These ones, obviously Tottenham Court Road, definitely Tottenham Court Road, Kentish Town, perhaps, must have probably gone there. Paddington, I would have definitely gone to that one. Though, unfortunately, it doesn't say when they went. Would be nice, actually. Maybe there was a particular date, but quite certain. Certainly that one, the Shaftesbury Avenue one. Yes, I went there quite a few times, and of course they had a big stamp there. But you've got Avalon Comics there. It's just great. But what a great book. So that's Creepy Worlds Annual. Really worth checking out. Now, I don't know where you can pick up copies. Perhaps just go to Nick's website. And of course, here is the good old ISBN. And I could say it out, couldn't I? 978-10369 63965. And my apologies. It says available from eBay, Amazon, or direct from Nick as well. There again. Don't forget to look out for these other amazing titles. So this book, definitely worth checking out. I'll say we'll do a proper review of that at some point. And Jimmy Olsen. This one is one of the earliest comics that I actually remember buying. Though, obviously, this isn't the same copy. I got a copy of this yesterday. But it was still, I remember picking this up. And the great thing about it, it had a brilliant reprint. I really do not remember the Jimmy Olsen story particularly. I mean, little did I know anything about them. When was this? Must have been 71. September 1971. I think I even picked it up in Dark They Were and Golden Eye. I'm quite certain it's got good old here. This character, the Manhunter character. And you've got, obviously, some just superb art. Absolutely brilliant. I really, really enjoy it. But I have to say, I really do not recall that story. Terrible, but I love that as well. And of course, got Superman there as well, it turns up. But the thing I remember about it was this, and probably brought out my love of the old comics. And this one, especially Star Spangled Comics. I mean, who wouldn't go for a name like that? It's just a brilliant name. And this one, number 7, Newsboy Legion. And also Star Spangled Kid, Robot Man. I love Robot Man. Please bring out DC Finest of Robot Man, Tarantula, and of course the new Newsboy Legion and the Guardian. I said Manhunter, didn't I? No, it was the apologies, Guardian. Okay, looked a bit like the Sandman. Looks like Sandman, Manhunter. They all look much the same. Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. But I just loved it. I just loved the story. It was so much story, compact. It was like brilliant. And love that. Look at that. I mean, who would do a picture like that? You can imagine Spidey doing that, Spider-Man, couldn't you? Sort of, what's his name there, standing, and he's got his mask on, having a good laugh there at that point. So that is just great. Greatest climax ever seen in comics. Well, I agree with him. Also, really good was this, Spectre. And again, another one. That's why I love going to Nick's table. On his table, compared with all the other dealers there, is that I can guarantee that I'm going to find something really great, super cheap, reasonably priced, because this was reasonably priced. And I mean, it's falling to pieces, but I don't mind comics falling to pieces. Issue 1, just brilliant. This one, of course, I've recently been reading the DC Finest Spectre one, which has got, of course, issue 1. So as soon as I saw this, yep, that goes without saying. Of course, you've got a good old stamp on there, price stamp. Don't we love it? 1 shilling there. And you've got Spectre, sorry, Captain Skull. Captain Skull, not Scrolls, but Captain Skull. And you can see just great art as well. Really, really good. But it's obviously detached, as it says. And Bomber, the Jungle Boy, etc. And of course, you've got these posters, pin-ups. Holy pin-ups, as it says there. Of course, Spectre over the city. I mean, just great. What a great character. And so you got there, also these classic Justice League. I've got quite a few of these sort of ones. Love these, wonderful. And again, that's something else that quite often I pick up on his table. Though I would pick up more if I actually write out a list of all the comics I've got. I did have all the list, got it on Google Drive, and I deleted it by accident, and of course didn't have backup. So one day I will go through them all and put all the titles back on so I know what I've got. This one, Black Hawk, of course, they've just recently brought out the one with war stories and got Black Hawk. Now, these stories, of course, are not from that period. This one is, I think, 1964, and again, detached, which I have no problem with. Basically, it's a coverless comic, enough. Obviously, you've got the cover there, but it's falling pieces. But I love it. It's just great selection of comics. There were lots of other ones, but again, it's one of those ones I quite often pick up. Things like Submariner or Avengers. I've got quite a few of them. But there's some I think, have I got that one? So I don't want to go and buy it and then get home, and I've done that too many times, and think, oh dear, I've got it already. This one, Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter. I absolutely love this. This was just an absolutely great set story. Carolyn Monroe, of course, doing the introduction. And that was good. And you've got, obviously, a vampire story here with, well, basically Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No, it's not Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's Captain Kronos. And the reason I got this, Vampire Hunter, obviously got there, Dan Abnett and Tom Mandrake, was this, because I watched this. And now I didn't get this at the Comic Mart. I think it probably was at the Comic Mart. You could probably get it. I don't know. But I got it because it was a Hammer. And I've been buying quite a few of these ones, and they've been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I thoroughly enjoyed this film. It was just so great. Let's just open it up. You've got 2 4Ks. Now, I didn't get the one with the booklet, I think, because that one was sold out. I should have bought it when it came out, but I didn't, because I didn't know what it was. So I didn't buy it. So that was the thing. But it has some great interviews. I love everything. It's got some superb commentaries. Now, I haven't gone through everything. I mean, I think it's got 4 commentaries. There is a limit how many times I can watch any film straight away. So I will watch those commentaries at some point. But because of that film, I thought, you know what? I'm going to get Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter as well. And I just thought it was a great little story. You know, yes, bit different from the original film, of course. I mean, that would be so weird if they had done it. And half the way I thought it looked like Solomon Kane, to be honest, but it could be Solomon Kane. But still, did it matter? No, it was a great yarn, and that was great. Also, I picked this up as well. I know this is nothing particularly. It was a free from good old FOP, and it's got all of the list of all the current things. Obviously, I still haven't seen that one. 28 days, 28 years, I should say. I have seen 28 days later, and 28 weeks, 28 months, 28 whatever it is. And also, it's got Mickey 17. I've never seen that, but this one, of course, Complete Unknown, which was excellent. And of course, it's mainly all the modern films. So it's all modern ones. 2073, that was brilliant. Parthenope, brilliant. Of course, Beatles ones, there's a Criterion sale on at the moment. I think it's still going. And I was thinking about buying a few, and also got records as well. And finally, this came a day ago. It wasn't from the Comic Mart. I bought this, and Dracula Lives, The Tomb of Dracula. I will be doing a review of this. Night at the Vampire, obviously great cover there, and just lovely. The only slight problem with this, I'm just wondering if they're going to bring out volume 2 or 3. I don't know how many volumes they did of the omnibuses. I love that. Dracula. And you've got obviously the Rip, Stanley, etc. Yeah, A Night of the Vampire, just brilliant. Just great. Actually, Dracula looks quite different there, doesn't he? However, into the story, just looks very different. Maybe it's just because he's sort of come back. Maybe sort of slightly getting back into his actually what we expect, Gene Colan style. And the artwork is just absolutely brilliant all the way through it. Of course, you've got the usual suspects of people being hypnotized. He's got his various legions of people that he hasn't turned, but he's sort of zapped them. And they, of course, come at his command. And he's, of course, got a whole load of powers. One thing with the vampire ones, the Dracula, is that in this anyway, there hasn't been, other than Blade, any real sort of what's name with any of the other characters. Obviously, Doctor Strange and Spidey. Actually, I don't know. I was surprised actually that Spidey wasn't included in this one, because honestly, I thought it would have been, but still, maybe that wasn't the period, 1974, that sort of time. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that the Spider-Man would have been in here, but I didn't see it. So, which is a bit odd. But maybe that was 1975 or something. Maybe I'm just missing it. But you got here Moorlands, just great stories. Just really, really good. I think every single one that I've read, I haven't read them all. I've read a lot of them. The artwork is just superb, brilliant all the way through. You've got Blade, of course, again, Voodoo Man, and then you've got Undead, Tim Dracula there, and obviously you've got stories again, Blade, etc. Now, wasn't there a Blade omnibus? I think there was, but I imagine there's a bit of crossover with that. So you got here, this was really good, the werewolf one, mainly because it had Dracula, but done by Mike Ploog, which was just really nice to see. I mean, just because I love his artwork, just absolutely love his artwork. So it was nice to see Dracula, very different from, of course, Conan. Just, I don't know why I did this, why they always have to do this. I know people always turn around and say to me, oh, they always do that because of X, Y, Z. I still think, why? Why not just have an extra inked page? Would be even nicer. Something like that. Or maybe, because there's or maybe an article or two or something. Mourning for the Dead, of course, you've got obviously there. Obviously London. And obviously the usual sorts of things. Again, you've got some great Don Heck as well. Love Don Heck's artwork. I really hope they bring out an omnibus of his work at some point. It just seems that it's very odd that they've excluded. Again, there's a few actually, Don Heck, which is, I always think of Gene Colan, but no, they got some Don Heck. And they got the giant size ones here, The Demon of the Devil's Lake. And they've got another one here, The Tomb of Dracula Child. So the stories, they've got a whole range of them, just brilliant. You can see there all of the different covers. Werewolf by Night 15, giant size Chillers, giant size Dracula 2 to 4. It's a bit of a crossover, what's his name? Double dip, I should say. I said crossover, but double dip with, of course, the recent giant size collection omnibus that came out. So I've got these ones. I haven't checked. I assume the stories are matching. So all the other ones, of course, these, hopefully they do the omnibus. Now, I don't know what were in the omnibuses, so I assume the black and white ones will be in them as well. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Be nice to know, because I definitely would love to see the black and white ones brought out in this sort of format, of course. But I should have bought them when these first came out. I didn't. But you can see, great selection of titles there. The one I'm looking forward to soon, which hopefully will be out soon enough, I guess, and that is the Marvel Comics and Marvel Team Up one. Been waiting for that for years. So it'd be really great. And apparently that looks like it's got giant size 1, 2, and 3. Maybe that's why I didn't put it in here as well. But the thing is, 2 and 3, you've got Master of Kung Fu and also Doc Savage, if that's the case. I'm not holding my breath. I'm just going to, when I get it, I'll be looking, thinking, will it be in there? Because of, maybe there's some reason. Yeah, they should have been included in the giant size collection. but they weren't. So that is that. Also, I've got on order, hopefully be here in the next day or two, and I'll do a review. And that is, of course, the DC Finest one of the Invisible Luther. I think that's the name. The Superman one. So I'm looking forward to that one. I'm trying to get all of the Superman ones. I do enjoy those. It was available in the shop, and I thought, oh, that's strange. I didn't realise it was out. So, yes, it's out, and I bought a copy of that on my usual favourite online, of course, eBay. Always a great place to find all kinds of DC Finest. And, yeah, looking forward to that one. Also went into Gosh, of course. I love Gosh. And also Forbidden Planet. Forbidden Planet was packed. It is Christmas, of course. Completely solid even. It was very, very busy. And also, Gosh was quite busy as well. There were lots of people going in. And I thought, wow. And it was just, went downstairs, quite empty downstairs, but certainly upstairs, it was really busy. So that was good. One book I did notice in the window, and they didn't have copies of. I thought maybe I should ask, and then afterwards I thought, oh, wish I had. And that was a Rumiko Takashi book, Colours. And yeah, I'm probably going to get that maybe as well. I'll look around for that anyway. So that is the whole of the London Comic Mart, the final one of this year. And it was great. Really pleased as ever going to that. I think next one in February, I think. So that's not too long. But then we'll go into that, I suspect. Anyway, any thoughts about any of the things here? Have you got the Captain Kronos one? Did you buy it at the time? I didn't even realise it existed. There is a Mummy one as well. I didn't realise that existed. I don't know if there's any others either, so that's it's possible. And also, of course, any omnibus collections you've been getting recently, any ones that especially like obviously the Silver Age, Bronze Age, etc. And also, what did you get at the Comic Mart? Did you go to the Comic Mart and enjoy it as well?